This is Next Steps for Seniors with your host, Wendy Jones. Each week, Wendy brings resources and information to help guide you through those next steps with elderly parents and loved ones. You can follow, subscribe, and share on your favorite podcast platform. If you have questions or topic suggestions for Wendy, you can call us at 248-651-5010 or email at hello@nextstepsforseniors.com.
Hello and welcome to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging. I'm your host, Wendy Jones, and we do our best to really share vital information as we age. And guess what? We all age. It's not a secret. And as we age, things start happening, right? We might slow down a little bit as we walk. We might move a little slower when we go up the stairs or have a hard time getting out of bed. Well, today, our topic is going to be utilizing physical therapy to live safely, independently, and well, because our goal is to stay as strong as we can, as long as we can. And that is why our guest in the studio today is named Bryan Forton. He is the owner and clinician and a licensed doctor of physical therapy, mobility and aging in place consultant. So it's important to have somebody who knows what they're talking about when it comes to mobility. So thank you, Bryan, for being with us today.
You're welcome.
So grateful to have you. And so the name of your company as an owner and clinician is Elevate Mobile Physical Therapy. So mobile meaning you bring the physical therapy to people, correct?
That's right.
And, as we age, we really want to have, an opportunity to do the things we want to do. We don't want to be limited by our physical bodies. And that's why, Bryan is with us today. I'd like you, Bryan, to just give us a little bit more information on the specific things that you can help with, the conditions that you can help treat as a physical therapist.
As a physical therapist, a lot of the things I work with are, bad posture. If you're getting older and you notice that your upper back's starting to round over and you got to sit up taller. Mm-hmm. If you have any other chronic injuries, back pain, joint pain, if you have headaches, maybe you have some neurological conditions, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis. Maybe you have any heart conditions as well, maybe COPD, emphysema, or if you just went through some sort of surgery and you're recovering from that, if you just had a knee replacement, any kind of joint replacements, or if you had some broken bones, those are things that I see a lot of times. Or even if you just notice that your balance is off and you don't really, feel like you're moving around as well, or just overall, you feel weaker and you'd like to get around a little bit better and easier.
Well, and I don't know who doesn't want to do that, but the second he said you're a little hunched over, I sat up straighter in my seat. Right. Did everybody else do that too?
She did.
We're all like, oh yeah, that's me. But these are the things that people don't think you can help with headaches, but you can.
Yep.
So how do you help with a headache? Just out of curiosity.
So you have nerves that come out from the base of your neck, and if those nerves are getting compressed, then we take the load off of those nerves that are causing headaches that are formed from the nerves in your neck.
By movement, by just moving your neck around, your shoulders, all that.
Whether if you have stiffness or bad posture or anything, headaches that are caused from the neck are their own condition.
Well, and I think arthritis is another big one, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to move into really adaptive mobility solutions. Okay. So tell us a little bit about why you started this and what this does to help people.
So I started Adaptive Mobility Solutions because I recognize that there's a lot of individuals or family members that are back home. They don't have the resources or the direction on what they need to do so that they can continue to live safe in their home environment. They just don't know where to even start. They don't understand their medical condition and how that relates to their independence. So
what modifications do you see most frequent when you visit?
So a lot of the modifications could be getting in and out of the home. So it could be ramps installations or holding onto grab bars, or if you need a wheelchair now, even widening door jambs because you're unable to roll that through the door
Well,
jamb.
and if you can't get into the bathroom, that could be a problem.
Right,
I hear
right,
you.
right. Or if you can't roll your wheelchair under the sink to wash your hands.
Right. And you wouldn't even believe it, but I've been to so many houses that don't have railings going up the steps in the front
Right.
of the house.
Yep.
Like, what you need something to hold on to.
Yeah. And if you don't have any, or if you have one, maybe you need two, right? So sometimes, one handrail isn't enough. So adding that second handrail is the difference between
You mean one on both sides?
one on both sides. Yep.
Well, that's a concept.
Yeah, right. That could be the difference between safely getting upstairs to your bedroom or not safely getting upstairs to your bedroom. And
Right.
that's something that, is very proactive, and you don't want, anything bad to happen that you have to, recover from.
Right. So can you share like a story of a frequent, solution that you gave to somebody? Like just a story of a previous client that you went in and did something specific in their house?
Yeah.
Or community?
Yeah. A very common one is I look at, how well you move around your house, and, getting in and out of bed is something that we all do on a daily basis.
Oh, getting in and out of bed.
And I've seen so many people getting in and out of beds, and it's entertaining how creative they can be. They lunge in, or they
Jump
hop up or whatever.
Okay, so what do you do to help them with that?
Yeah, so it depends, right? But some common easy solutions are you adjust the bed height by adjusting either the box spring or the frame, or you have some sort of handrail adjacent to it that you can hold on to while you're getting in and out of bed. Those are the
key things.
the main things.
Well, and it's got to be a safe, like people are using a step stool, for example, which you could slip off and fall
Yeah.
and tip over and whatever else too.
Yeah, I see that all the time, and I tell them to, get rid of it.
Well, because we're trying to get to the bathroom. That's what
Yeah.
we're trying to do in the middle of the night.
Yep. Yeah. So, unnecessary steps, throw rugs, any kind of hazards that are going to increase your challenge. Instead of a step, lowering the bed height is 100% way better of a solution.
Yeah, and you do that for them. I think that's fantastic.
Yep.
And could this be covered with HSA or FSA?
Yep. All of this is medically necessary, and it's HSA, FSA eligible.
Okay, perfect. What about vehicle modification recommendations?
Yeah, so that could be simple door jamb handles that you can put in and take out, or it could be very extensive lift systems, or rolling wheelchair vans or tailgate stuff if you're hauling a scooter or anything like that. So there's little modifications or big modifications. It really just depends on what your needs are.
Well, and I love that you can make one phone call and you can help with both of these, right?
Yep.
Because when you're at the house looking at the patient anyway and trying to help them so they can move better, now you can actually look at the house and see what you can do to help them physically too.
Right. And it might even just be you haven't been needing anything, and now you just need a cane or a walker to get you more
Right.
stable. So I look at what you're using, if it's a assistive device or medical equipment, and I make recommendations to adjust the person we have. And if you can't do that now, then we can either get you stronger, do some therapy to
Right.
get you back to where you were, or we can get you safe with this new modification.
Well, and what's interesting, I just want to say this because if you call a ramp company, they're going to sell you a ramp no matter what.
Right.
I mean, they're going to do it. But if they call you, you're going to be like, well, you might not need a ramp. Maybe we can do this instead. That's less more
Right.
effective and less costly.
Yeah.
So that's why you're a good kind of third party, unbiased professional.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell everybody, I'm not getting any younger, just like you guys. So
We're all in this together.
We're all in
what
this
I say.
together. So when I feel like you're ready to make those changes, we'll make those changes. But as of right now, we don't need these changes.
Agreed. And my opinion is the bed is the big one. Nobody
Yep.
wants to go buy a brand new bed. But
Right.
if you can lower it for them,
yeah.
that's worth its
Yep.
weight in gold,
Yep.
honestly. So what are some of the other services that you that you help with? Adaptive equipment and durable medical equipment as well?
Yep. So, like I said, as a licensed physical therapist, I'm able to get insurance to cover those things if they're medically necessary. And if they're not covered by insurance, then I'd recommend, where to get it, the most cost-effective manner, whether it's community services that are available, or you just want it simplified, and I can get it on your behalf.
And what about like a cane versus a walker? You would be able to tell them which is better. Like I see so many people with canes, and I think, isn't that dangerous?
Yeah, it really just depends, and you have to look at the person you're dealing with in front of you.
Because you kind of graduate, right?
Yeah, there's a progression. Cane is more mobile than a walker, which is more mobile than a wheelchair. But at the end of the day, you got to look at that person's individual needs and just play matchmaker. And sometimes you might have to play around with something to see if it's a good fit.
Okay,
before
sounds
you
good.
Commit to what the recommendation is.
Share your number and information, Bryan, in case anyone's interested in having you come to their, whether it's at a community or whether you're at a home, and you can call Bryan and he can come out and take a look at your situation and see what he can offer for solutions.
Absolutely. So you can call or text me 248-266-5721, or you can email me at ams@elevate-therapyservices.com. Again, the company is Adaptive Mobility Solutions. And then my name's Bryan, physical therapist, owner, and clinician. And you can call me or text at 248-266-5721.
Our goal on this program is for you to live safely and independently. So don't hesitate to call Bryan, because that is his job. He wants you to live in your place as long as you can. Thanks for tuning in to Next Steps for Seniors, Conversations on Aging.